Welcome back to the Fear and Beer podcast.
where we discuss all things Halloween Horror Nights, horror movies, and just a little bit of beer.
So kill the lights, grab a cold one, and join us as we dive into this mad world we love.
I'm Nick.
I'm Seamus.
And I'm Jamie.
Like scary movies.
Uh-huh.
Here's Johnny.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
You miss me.
Aren't you drinking?
I never drink. Why?
And as a reminder to all listening, if you want to help us to continue growing as a podcast, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on whichever streaming platform you use.
To stay up to date with us and all of our episodes, be sure to follow all of our socials. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Fear and Beer Pod.
Feel free to reach out to us. We love to interact with you all.
So we asked earlier if you guys wanted us to talk about rumors or pick up on where we left off on that little series we were doing, the sequel, remake, or pass. We asked if you wanted to discuss really anything. And pretty much everyone said rumors. And, well, I guess that's what we're going to dive into today. I mean, it's been a weird season. It doesn't feel like there's a crazy amount of new rumors out there, but I think there's some stuff we haven't really discussed yet. So I think it's nice to dedicate this episode towards that stuff to kind of catch up on all the stuff we may have missed in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, and fair warning, we don't really know anything outside of what people have already kind of said. So, like if you're looking for like new rumors that you've never heard before, it's probably not going to get you hear it from us. But
I can make stuff up, but
we'll react to the shit people are saying. Like, I'm totally cool with that because you all know how much I like to troll on the community. So
yeah, so I scoured through some forums, some stuff, and I think I pulled a couple things out that we have not discussed yet. I don't know how long I don't know how much we'll get out of these topics, but I think we'll hit on those. We'll kind of take a quick rundown on the spec map 2.0, and we'll kind of give you a 1 through 5 rating on how confident we are that property is going to be there. And we got a couple other little fun things to discuss too. So we got a lot going on in this episode, albeit it sounds pretty straightforward with rumors, but we got a lot of follow up on our 3-year episode. We got to talk about our new series, Shutter Sundays. We got to talk about shirts. We got to talk about HHN at home. So we got a lot to discuss. So before we jump into all that, let's jump into some beers. Mine is not themed, but it is kind of a pickup off of one of the last beers that I had. So this one is the Lake Hopper. It's a Florida lager from Ivanhoe Park Brewing. This picks up similar to the Park Hopper one that I had. So it's just a little 4% American lager. Obviously, Ivanhoe Brewing is from Orlando, and it's described as a crisp and clean. Lake Hopper is ideal for boating, fishing, or just kicking back on the dock. None of which I will be doing, but I will still enjoy the beer.
You want me to go next?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, yeah. So I've got a local beer. Not one that's like super hard to get, crafty type stuff. You can get this stuff pretty much at any liquor store, at least around the Florida area, maybe southeast. I don't know. I don't know how far they distribute everything, but it's a Cigar City Brewing beer. It's a High Lie, but it's not just a normal High Lie, which I know everybody can get because they distribute it nationwide now. This one's called the Spanish Cedar High Lie.
Huh.
It came in I don't know if it's a summer pack or one of those like multiple flavor pack type dealies. This one's from Cigar City, and it's like kind of all stuff based on their High Lie recipe. So you've got standard High Lie, you got the Spanish Cedar one, you've got High Low, which is a newer one that they've got, which is like a session IPA type deal, like low ABV High Lie, and then they've got a High Lie Hazy for like those haze bros out there, like myself. But this High Lie Spanish Cedar, I don't think I've had it before. Basically, it's their High Lie IPA, but they've also complemented it by adding sandalwood and cracked pepper. And those cracked pepper notes come from the Spanish cedar they actually used in the brewing process. I don't know if they actually put chunks of Spanish cedar trees in the mash, or if it's just something they age it or something like that. I don't really know how that works. I've never really looked too far into it. But it says it's rested on Spanish cedar, whatever the hell that means. So my thought is maybe they throw in Spanish cedar in I don't know if it's like in the actual fermenter and then the beer just ferments over the top of it, or if they like if they rest it on. I don't know how. I don't know what they consider resting on it, but I'm sure it's more of like a standard high life, but with like it says that peppery note, that sandalwood note, which gives it a little bit of a woody flavor. Probably more of a West Coast style IPA. That would be my guess. I haven't
I was
cracked
gonna
it
say
yet,
it sounds West Coasty.
but I'm sure it's some sort of like some sort of West Coast IPA. So I'm going to grab a glass while Jamie talks about what she's drinking, and then I'll crack this bad boy when you guys are ready.
Well, you're not going to be missing much, unfortunately, Seamus, because I did not do my homework for the episode tonight. So I am drinking a crisp pineapple high noon that I had in the fridge.
Yummy.
Refreshing.
Delicious. And while Seamus is getting back, we'll remind everyone we'll continue on the trend of the one sniff, one sip style of tasting. Now, I'm sure you've already tasted yours at some point, so I know you know what it tastes like, and it's probably going to taste very pineapple-y and seltzery. So that's what we're going to be. That's how we'll kind of adjust that to our new little style. So I'll wait till Seamus gets back to kind of crack this, and then we'll get into all the stuff. You know, our next section typically has been speculation scuttlebutt. That's where we kind of recap some of the rumors. But since the rumors are pretty much our main topic, we're going to jump into just kind of a catch up on all the following topics that I mentioned earlier, whether that's HHN at home, our shirts, our new series Shutter Sundays, which will be coming out this Sunday. We said it was going to be this Sunday last time, but we just got caught up with stuff, and we've already watched the movie, so we just need to do our video for it. So
it'll definitely be this Sunday.
It'll be coming out on our YouTube page exclusively, so you won't be able to listen to this on our podcast feed. So make sure you head over to any of our socials. You can find our all links, and you can find our YouTube, and you can follow us there, because that's going to be the only place that you are going to be seeing that. And it is going to be video format, so it's not just an audio clip.
And you get to see how nervous I am behind the camera.
We'll be going into in just a moment when Seamus returns. Oh, I hear a glass jingling.
I do too. I was going to say, I hear him
is getting close.
Approaching.
I can hear it.
Sorry, I'm back.
I can hear it. Oh, perfect timing. I stalled just enough.
Just enough.
So I was reminding everybody, we'll do the one sniff, one sip taste to start, and kind of see where our beer takes us from there.
No worries. I got a little bit of soap in my glass, so hopefully it doesn't kill me, but we'll figure it out.
Just cleaning the insides. All right. Well, I'm going to crack mine now, and we'll see where we're at. Smells light. I'm not pouring mine out, so I'm sure I'm missing out on a lot of notes, but it smells like if there was like a Yuengling light, which, I mean, it's a lager, so it's gonna smell like that. It's not one of those crazy IPAs, so you're not getting a lot of notes. It's not like a sour, so you're not picking up on all the fruity scents, but that malty-ish, slight barley scent is there, but it's very, very, very slight on my end. And it tastes as such. It tastes not much like a Yuengling, but it's got that. It tastes like Narragansett. Like it tastes like a polished up Narragansett, which is nice because I love my Narragansett.
I was going to say, you like that.
I don't get much.
Sorry, what was the name of yours again?
This is Lake Hopper
from Ivanhoe.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Narragansett's a compliment, right?
I love Narragansett, so yeah, I view it as a compliment for sure. But yeah, it's very. This is definitely a sessions beer. That you could pound a lot of these. They're 4%. They're light, very mild hops, very mild body. It's a very light color, so it's a good like it's a pounder beer. You could have a handful of these. These aren't dangerous. Don't worry about them. They're not going to bite you.
I'd believe it. It's funny, but the one I've got. Sorry, I'm giving you a nose on it at the moment. If you want to continue, are you going to talk about your?
I'm good on my beer now. Yeah, I'm good. I enjoy it.
It's so weird. So for any of my Floridian cohorts listening to us, obviously the two that are on the podcast with me, that smell that you get or you got, because rest in peace, it's no longer there, but you got that when you walked by Sosa at Springs.
Yeah,
that smell that kind of just emanates from it.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, it makes sense coming from Cigar City.
Yeah, the nose on this smells like I don't want to say it smells like straight up like a cigar, but it has that, and it's got to come from that wood, that rusting process with the sandalwood, with the cedar, because it smells like a burning cigar. As
Maybe
weird as that sounds, and it's not like it's pleasant. Like it's a pleasant scent. Now, granted, I know not everybody enjoys the scent of a burning cigar, but this doesn't like overpower you. But you can definitely smell the woodiness of it.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Maybe it's the sandalwood is what I was going to say.
I like it.
I love the sandalwood.
I'm good with that
incense.
style beer. I like that smoky style, scent, that taste.
And it tastes like a burning cigar. That's weird.
Huh.
I mean, it's not bad. It's good. But it's smoky. It's really smoky for an IPA. Excuse me, I just bumped my microphone. It's super smoky for an IPA, but then again, it tastes like it was aged in like charred barrels almost. It's strange. Again, it's not awful, but it's not what I expect when it comes to any type of beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had anything like it before. Outside of like the, like the who does the 420 one?
Oh, Sweetwater.
Was it Sweetwater? There's a few breweries that do like a dank IPA, and they brew it with like hemp and stuff like that. So it gives you that dank smell, like you smell like not gonna get myself in trouble, but it smells like what it smells like. But this is kind of like that, but with like a good Spanish wrapped or a Cuban wrapped cigar. It's interesting. Ooh. It's really weird. You might like this one actually if you can find it.
I'll have to give that one a shot.
I don't know if Jamie is down with IPAs or not, but
yeah, probably not.
I don't think she's that much into it.
No, unfortunately.
All right, so Jamie, you want to go into yours, or you're pretty much all set with it being Pineapple High Noon?
Well, let me tell you, this is one crisp Pineapple High Noon. Again.
Oh, maybe we lost her. All right.
Pause, everybody.
Well, pause. All right, we got her back. Did you have any comment on your little High Nooner?
Not too much, unfortunately, as some of you may have had a Pineapple High Noon before. No, it has a nice little zesty pineapple flavor with a crisp finish.
I like my pineapple zesty, so that's fine.
All right, so quickly, let's talk on a couple of the little things that we got going on. So I think first, let's talk about HHN at Home. Now, this is the third iteration of this. Obviously, this kind of came about during the COVID year where it was really cool. The community kind of came together and everyone was putting episodes out during a day and it was scheduled throughout the whole day. But what we're doing this time is it is going to be throughout the entire month of June. So Horror Night Nightmares has come out and organized this whole thing. And there's going to be a lot of different platforms doing episodes, shows, giveaways, all that stuff. So what we'll do is we're going to make up a special episode that will come out on June 30th. That'll be the last day of the month. And what we're going to be doing as a little giveaway or a contest, if you go to our Twitter, I'm going to pin a post to our top. So it should be our top tweet that you're going to be seeing. To enter into our contest, we're going to be giving away, let's do 2 shirts. We'll give away 2 shirts. And these can be some of our new designs or our old designs. Our new designs will have been out at this point. In order to enter, all you have to do is comment on that post with a picture of your donation towards the Trevor Project. Now, the HHN at Home is fundraising towards the Trevor Project. And if you aren't aware of what the Trevor Project is, it is a organization that goes towards LGBTQ teens and prevents suicide. So they have a whole fundraiser page set up. If you go to their page, it's on their pinned tweet. They have where you can donate, which will be give.thetrevorproject.org/HNN Nightmares. You donate any amount, even $1. Every dollar amount will get you 1 entry. So if you donate $10, take a little screenshot, throw it onto our page, and that'll get you 10 entries into our little raffle for a shirt. You'll have the entire month of June to enter, so that'll be up there. We'll constantly be tweeting out reminders so you know where to go. But that'll be kind of our contribution. And then on that final episode of the month, that's when we will live draw the winner or winners, because we're going to do 2. So yeah, we'll get together and get a cool little episode special just for HHN at home, and that'll be how we're going to try to help contribute and push this towards the front of the community, because it's a really cool event, really good cause, and it's just a fun way to kind of get together before the season like finally starts. So that's what we have going on for HHN at home. Now, other stuff we talked about, obviously the shirts. The raffle, of course, the 2 winners get to pick a shirt, and we are going to be having new shirts at that point in time. So by the time you're listening to this, the shirt designs will be coming out shortly. So starting June 5th through June 9th, we're going to release little teasers and pictures of a new design each day. And then on June 9th, all 5 shirts will become available for purchase. They're going to be on our TeePublic page. And like we mentioned previously, TeePublic's really cool. There's options to change your shirt color. You can pick different materials, different sizes. So be on the lookout starting June 5th for all of our new shirt designs, because these ones are really cool. These were not made by me.
Fire.
They're really nice.
Yes, I'm very, very excited to put these designs out and put out who helped contribute making these. Well, not helped contribute.
Yes.
They made these designs. But really, really exciting to get the ball rolling on that. Now, the final little piece of kind of catch up we have is Shutter Sundays. We mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Shutter Sundays are going to be a YouTube exclusive video. You're not going to be able to hear them on our platform, our streaming platforms for podcasts. So make sure you go to our YouTube page, like and subscribe, put on the notifications. We are going to be releasing those on Sundays. We don't have a set time yet, but we will be putting those out. And what they are going to be, it's going to be a little 5 to 10 minute video discussing a random Shutter movie. So each week, myself and Jamie are going to be watching a new movie and giving you just a quick little rundown, almost like how our killer reviews used to be, but a much more accelerated version of that. So really excited to get that started. So that'll be starting this Sunday on our YouTube page. And of course, we will be posting about that on all our socials as well. So you can kind of follow along with all that stuff. Whew, a lot of stuff there.
Should be an auctioneer.
Yeah.
Been watching a lot of Storage Wars.
So let's get into our main segment, which is typically just our speculation of Scuttlebutt. So it has been weirdly quiet lately. I feel like it was hot and heavy. We were getting a lot of rumors. We were getting, obviously nonsense here, some real stuff here, but it was kind of coming in hot and heavy. And I feel like since that waiting period of like, and obviously we make light of it and we joke about with our memes all the time about, oh, it's this week. Oh, it's definitely next week. Oh, it's coming soon, I swear. I don't know if that has anything to play into the fact that the rumors have sort of subsided a little bit. So there's not like crazy big rumors out there. So at first, let's hit these little rumors and then we will pull up the speculation map and then give like a 1 through 5 on each property. So one of the first rumors that I'd seen on one of the Discords or one of the forum sites was in regards to the whole Demon Slayer, Japanese creatures, Swamp Yeti stuff. There's been rumors floating around, probably nothing, but I figure we might as well hit upon it. That's sort of all one house. That could potentially be like a Japanese style Yeti of sorts. I believe the name is the Haibogan. I have to search it up now, but I think that is pretty much the Japanese equivalent of what we have is like a Bigfoot or a Yeti, and maybe that's kind of where all this stuff came in. Obviously I don't know how certain rumors started, but this kind of toes the line with a couple of them, the Japanese creatures, the Bigfoot, Demon Slayer being involved with Japanese stuff like that. Where do we sit on this rumor of a potential like Japanese Yeti house?
I feel like that's more likely probably than the Demon Slayer.
To be honest with you, I think it's less
You think
likely.
so?
I think so.
Huh.
I think Demon Slayer would be more likely. But only because I don't know if they would do like Yeti house, and then a couple years
Just
later
Yeah,
do like
that's
another
true.
Yeti house. But I mean, again, look, I'm not saying that it's not like they wouldn't do that either, because I'm sure they've done Stranger Things two years in a
Mhm.
row before. They've done other things 2 years in a row before, so I don't see why it
Look at The
wouldn't
Walking
happen.
Dead.
I just feel like, oh Christ, I know. I mean, how many times did it? I mean, great, I wasn't
Uh-huh.
there for it, but I mean, you guys can tell me how many
Oh,
times
you
they
didn't
did
need to
that.
be there.
Um, I still don't think Demon Slayer in and of
Mhm.
itself is as likely as
Mhm.
possible. But I guess, I guess from not to like hijack Jamie's thought, but um, I don't think it's
Mhm.
super likely that we're gonna get like a Japanese specific
Mhm.
Yeti house. I think there's gonna be something Japanese
Yeah.
related, but I don't know what yet. But sorry,
No,
Jamie,
no,
you
no,
can
no. It's
continue.
okay. I was gonna say my rating scale of how likely it was gonna be there was probably not too high, but the only thing that was gonna maybe put it as like a step above is when I went to Universal like last week or like 2 weeks ago or something, and they do have a lot of like Demon Slayer merchandise inside the Men in Black gift shop over there. So I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I think they've had it there for a
I think
while
that
though.
they've
They have
had
had it
that.
there for a while. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not completely sold on this one. I feel like this was somebody just kind of
Right.
throwing ideas out there, and like I think more just getting antsy
Mhm.
in the fact that there has not been an announcement, and the rumors
Mhm.
haven't really been like hot and heavy
Yeah.
like they were the last month or so. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see a Japanese Yeti house. I think it goes back to the original Spec Map 1 where we had a Japanese
Mhm.
creatures house. And God, I just feel like that when all is said and done, like when the dust settles, all these people that came out with these, certain crazy, speculation, they're just going to be like scapegoated where they're like, well, it was Japanese creatures and then they themed it like Demon Slayer and then Demon Slayer dropped out and then they went back to, Japanese creatures. Like, did they really? Like, do you have
Right.
proof for that? Because you're just trying to cover your tracks. Um, that's like my mindset on that, where it's just like, just say you were wrong, or just say you were just bullshit and you're just throwing stuff at the dartboard hoping it would stick. But I digress. I don't think Demon Slayer's coming. I really hope that there's a Japanese style creature house. I'd love to have like, and I don't know if I'd like it to be like Japanese village or like straight up like a rainy downtown Tokyo scene with like all the
Yeah,
fluorescent,
that would be really cool.
Oh, the
I would love
neon.
that.
going
I
on,
mean,
all the neons.
there's so many things you
Mhm.
can do with that theme or that setting that I don't think you need to use like an existing property to do it.
No.
No,
I
and I
think you
think
could
that would
totally
only
pull
limit
this
you.
from IP. Yeah, oh yeah, true, 100%. I think that there's so many things. Like I would love to see like an Oni type
Mhm.
house,
Yep,
something
and that was when
built
we
around
first
built.
talked about this
Yeah,
stuff.
so something built along that theology or not theology, but that I don't know the
Mythology.
term mythology. That would be sick. Or just give me like actual like Japanese demon type
Yeah.
stuff. Like there's so
Yep.
many things. It's such a rich history that you could do so many different things with it in an original house than you ever really could do with like an existing
Mhm.
property. Because you're hamstrung to whatever the whatever the designers or the creators of that series allow you to do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I'm not high on that rumor of a Japanese Yeti, but we'll see. Um, Another rumor that I saw was recently started because of the Tribute Store. Now, the Tribute Store is 30th anniversary for Jurassic Park.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen
I
pictures.
haven't been in there yet. Jamie, you went,
No, I
right?
literally went, I think, like
No,
2 days before it opened, I had went.
Oh,
Yeah, I
before it
had went to
opened.
go
gotcha.
pop
Yeah, we gotta.
around, and they had
Yeah.
the facade set up, and the facade was really cool on the outside, but I didn't get to go inside it.
Yeah, so there's a rumor now because they have in the past hid little hints in the Tribute
Uh-huh.
Store previously to the HHN Tribute Store. Remember last summer they had stuff in there that was alluding
Mhm.
towards Sweet's Revenge and the factory and all that stuff. In this Tribute Store, there is a picture floating around now of something with a date on it. Like it was like a folder or a file, and the date says 9/1/23, which is Horror Nights
Mhm.
opening night. So that got people to spiral a little bit and start speculating if we're going to get a Jurassic Park themed house again. Now, on some of our past episodes, those sequel, remake, or pass, we discussed, I think, on the 11 through 13 episode, Jurassic Park themed houses. Now, I'll just let you guys go off on this aspect and I'll kind of collect my thoughts. But what do you think about a potential Jurassic Park themed house? Do you think that's even a possibility? Is that just complete nonsense? Why did they put the date there in the beginning? Is it just for us to look into it too much? What do you guys think?
It's tough. I don't know.
I think it's hard for me to imagine that they would make a Jurassic Park
Yeah, me too.
specific
Mhm.
house. I don't know how easy it would be. I mean, I know that they probably have the rights to something because they have the whole Jurassic Park
Right.
side of the park, but I don't know if. I don't know. I mean, I guess the question first would be: does Universal think that would be a big draw? Is that something that people want to see? Now, I know that a lot of people are huge fans of the Jurassic Park movies. That's why they're obviously doing the tribute store for it.
It's the anniversary as well.
The anniversary. I don't think the new movies did as well as they'd like them to do.
No, the
and
first
again,
one did, but not the other ones.
Right, and that could just be me speaking out my ass. I don't necessarily know everything about the movie industry, but I mean, just to me, it appears like not as many people cared about the Jurassic World as much as they did Jurassic Park,
Right.
the originals. So, is there a big desire for a Jurassic Park specific house? Now, dinosaurs in general, maybe. Like, I know everyone's like super high on the dragon thing. Maybe it's dinosaurs and not dragons, even though they're kind of the same thing in a way. But I don't know. I lean towards no, that's not going to happen. I think it's stretching a little bit, but I mean, crazier things have happened. But I have a feeling that we're going to turn around in October and go, oh, that was the clue that they hid. Oh, okay. That I never would have guessed that. I think it's too easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm torn. I'm not buying into this. I'm really not. I don't think that Jurassic Park is a like horror draw as much. Now, it could be a very scary house. It could be done well, but I don't know if that's the same crowd. I mean, there's horror elements in it for sure, but I feel like I feel like Jurassic Park wouldn't want to put its name in a horror
Associated with
element.
that, yeah.
Probably not. I also, the other thing too is, again, I haven't been to the store yet, but I have heard that like in it are a lot of like set pieces from the movie, so you can like take a picture with the toilet where the lawyer gets eaten, or
Newman.
There's a few other like set pieces from the movie in the tribute store. So would they really just do another house and kind of carp the same thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like, I don't see them doing that. I feel like that we would have heard something more substantial if Jurassic Park really was going to be a house. I think. I don't know. Again, I just speak for myself, so I don't know for everybody else. But I feel like that they would have said something about this potentially being an IP earlier, before they wouldn't wait till June to finally like give away something.
Yeah, and I mean, there is people talking too with that. Like, could this have been that secret IP? Why would they drop this little teaser in there if they're so nervous about losing it? But I just don't. I think it would cost too much money to set up animatronics that big, to work that consistently that
Even
much. Having a prop statue is fine, and just sitting there is whatever. But having one that moves, or I mean, you could puppet it, but like it's just.
Even
I think it's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a stretch. Now, would I be excited if there was one? Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Walking through like pretty much like the first movie, just like you went to the park and they got out, and now you're walking through the wet woods and beat up laboratories, and you're just trying to escape. Like, would that be cool? Yeah, and I think Seamus, you brought it up too. Is like, if this is there, is this where the whole dragon thing kind of spun out of control? Is this what kind of kickstarted that rumor? Because I mean, they are the same thing. Like, come on, they're just, one's medieval, one's
I mean, to be honest, if I had to pick the two of them, I'd rather dinosaurs than dragons. But that's just, again, my personal humble opinion.
Yeah, no, I would too. I'd rather be in like that Jurassic Park theme versus like a medieval theme, and that's basically I mean, that's essentially just my personal theme bias. That's not saying one's better than the other. We could have a medieval themed house and it could be awesome. But at the end of the day, fantasy is still just not like my thing 100%. So, I'm just kind of, I'm indifferent
and I'm with
it.
you there. Like honestly, the only fantasy thing that I'm cool with is Game of Thrones. It's about as fantasy as I get.
Yep.
I have the unpopular opinion of not being super into Lord of the Rings. I know everybody else is like, "Oh my god, it's the
I've never
greatest
seen
thing
any
ever."
of them.
It probably is, but like, yeah, I mean, I've seen the movies, I've read the books, but it's like I only did it because I think everybody was saying to do it, so I read the book.
Oh, it was the
and then
biggest
watched
thing
the
at the
movie.
time. It cleaned
Right,
up.
it was a big thing. It was a big thing at the time, but like I've just never been into never super into
Yeah.
fantasy, so I'm not wild about
my
the
favorite-
idea of like a drooling dragon's house. Like I don't know why everybody is so like up in arms about it. Like, oh my god, it's amazing! It was a roller coaster.
I think
guys.
it's the
It was
nostalgia
a roller
effect.
coaster. Maybe you know what, Jamie, you're probably 100% correct in that. Like I think it is a lot to do with the nostalgia thing. That's why like emo music is huge right now, because everybody
20 years old now.
remembers fondly 20 years ago being in high school or being in middle school and like listening to that or going on that roller coaster, whatever it happens to be. But there is a point in time where you gotta be like, all right, nostalgia is good and all, but is it really going to function in a completely different way? You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna take a roller coaster and make it a horror house haunted attraction? I don't know. Whatever. It's kind of getting away from the original point, but still.
Yeah, I think my favorite fantasy movie is Your Highness. With Danny McBride.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say with Kenny Powers.
Yeah. Yes.
I think you had me watch that.
But yeah, I mean, it's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, my fantasy, same as you. I mean, I've never watched. I watched season 1 of Game of Thrones, and then that was it. Nope, couldn't get into it.
Man.
Lord of the Rings, I've seen each movie once, and that's fine. Like, I don't ever feel the need to go back. Just not my thing. It's fine. It's somebody else's, I'm sure. So that's cool.
100%.
So one of the last little rumor, I don't know if we've discussed this, but there's then a possibility this was thrown out a while ago. I don't know if it's still accurate or still active or whatnot, but there was talks of putting a Blumhouse scare zone in. Now we talked, obviously, Blumhouse House might not be making a reappearance. So there's talks of maybe a Black Phone scare zone. Now, how do you guys feel about this? Do you hope it's more like Crypt TV where they're like stations and it's photo oppy? Do you want the characters just walking about? Where do you think that this would best fit in the park? How do we feel about a Blumhouse scare zone?
If I have to pick, I want a house. But that's, again, like, that's not saying that there couldn't be both. But if it's not going to be both, I'd rather a Blumhouse house, as long as the right properties are used. Like, obviously, I don't want Megan. Sorry, Megan fans. I don't want Megan. But if you were going to use like Blumhouse, like other Blumhouse properties that are good properties, I'd rather the house. But I could see a scare zone happening. Do we want it to be like,
Crypt
Crypt TV?
Crypt TV. It couldn't,
where it's like stationed.
Yeah. I mean, I don't particularly want it like that. I'd rather it be more conducive to a scare zone than just a bunch of random stages. It's why I didn't really like
lights, camera, action.
Yeah, the lights, camera, action. Like, I'm not into that type of thing. Like, I'd rather something like Graveyard, the one from last year with the twins.
Graveyard Deadly Unrest.
Yeah, I'd rather something like that where it's kind of like not a house, but like it's a little more themed. There's more things going on.
Like it's like a flow.
Yeah, it's more of a flow. I'd rather something like that, or give me like, the runway where there's like more of a show aspect to it. But if it's just like random things kind of plop down in each, like every few feet or so, like that, I don't know. I'm not really. I mean, that would be more of like, hey, I like that movie. Hey, I like that movie, and that's fine.
And I feel like that's why I like that.
Like, I think
I was just gonna say I like that kind of stuff,
right?
A little bit.
Maybe you and I are different, Jamie, and it's probably fine. Like, I think that you liked the Crypt TV one a little bit more than I did. I don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like Crypt TV. I liked the characters, but I didn't like the didn't really like the chintzy mall photo
Mhm.
op type thing that was
Mhm.
going on with it. It was like, oh hey, let's take a
Right.
picture of that person. Oh, let's take a picture of that person. It's not like I want it to be just crazy, loud, obnoxious, like the Rob
Mhm.
Zombie scare zone was, where it was just like
Yeah.
music and fog and dancers and all this other like just go wild. That's all I want. I just want wild, over the top type stuff, or like try to be a little more scary with it. And obviously, we've said it before. The only one that can really be scary is the one that's in the wooded area. I forget what we call that, but I don't know the names for anything. But that area is the only scare zone that can really be
Mhm.
scary in a way. But all the others, I'd rather just give me some sort of like some fluid
Yeah.
flow to it or a show aspect. So if it follows that, then great. If it's more like Crypt TV, I'd rather it just be a
Mhm.
house.
Yeah. Are you in for that, Jamie? What do
I
you
think
think on that one?
Blumhouse scare zone would be really cool. I think it'd be nice to have like a little different spin having it in a scare zone. I don't know. Did you say you had seen stuff that it would possibly be like a Black Phone scare zone or like a mashup like Blumhouse scare
Just
zone? Oh,
Blumhouse in
see, now I
general.
think that'd be cool, and it's funny because on their Instagram, they've been posting a lot lately, like all their like just different like little like blurbs and stuff, but like they're different like characters from different movies. Like the other day, they did like a class like yearbook one with like all their different characters from the different films, and I was like, that's kind of fun. So I feel like they've been showcasing a lot of their different icons and whatnot lately. But I think a Blumhouse scares would be really cool, even though Seamus is not a fan. I do kind of like the little. I feel like with Crypt TV though, they did it to like separate it by episode when they had it set up like that. But it would be cool more so to just have them roaming around, I guess, and kind of immerse you into like the different. I feel like it'd be hard to do that though, because either you'd have to pick one whole movie to base the scene on in the scare zone from, versus just having the grabber walking around, or I've never even seen Happy Death Day. What's his name? The babyface mask character from Blumhouse who's walking
Sure.
around or something like that. Yeah,
That
but yeah,
baby
I feel
killer.
like it would be kind of just
Wait, that sounds
yeah.
even worse.
Right? But I feel like it would just be kind of hard to do that because it would just be kind of like a random, like all over the place kind of scare zone, just a bunch of different like icons and characters walking around. But if they picked one film to kind of base it off of and do it, I think it'd be cool. But I could see him if they were to do a mashup, probably doing more like the prop like setups by different scenes or representing different films and stuff like that. But I think it could be a cool spin. But I do really like the houses too. So.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this idea,
Mhm.
honestly. I like a lot of the properties. I mean, would it be cool to see like the grabber walking around with his balloon and like some people from the
Right,
Purge
right.
and a Megan doll
Mhm.
walking around, whatever, it's fine. But like, I do like Seamus was talking about with Graveyard Game or
Mhm.
Graveyard Deadly Unrest. There was like a story there. Same with Sweet's Revenge. Like there's a story and you
Uh-huh.
could pick up on it. It was just fun, and it for me when I get put into the scare zones that are kind of the
Mhm.
mix match, and it's really just a
Mhm.
photo op. It's there so you can take a
Right.
picture with Megan, take a picture
Mhm.
with the grabber, and for me, I view that as like a
Mhm.
wasted zone because I like the being immersed in 5 different
Right.
stories to tack onto the 10 different
Mhm.
houses. So it's like I feel like I'm getting less
That's fair.
out of that,
No,
if
that's
that
fair,
makes sense.
100%.
Like I'm wasting
Yeah.
a scare zone. So I don't know. I mean, would I be surprised? No, because I think that Blumhouse still wants to have their footprint
Right.
on the Horror Nights event itself. So I don't completely dismiss the fact that this has kind of been
Mhm.
talked about. So I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be slightly disappointed. So we'll see what that goes with there. And that's really it for the rumor aspect of it. The only other thing that I had was, I mean, this episode's coming out on June 2nd. And as of May 31st, there has not been an announcement yet.
No.
Now, last year, we obviously have already had an announcement by this point, but in July, that's when we really started to see the streets start getting decorated for Horror Nights. So I know we keep joking and saying next week. I mean, it's bound to be
Yeah.
next week at some point. It just has to be. So I'm very curious. When do you think an announcement's coming? If you had to look at a calendar, where do you kind of put it? Because I'm thinking like middle of June at this point.
I
Like,
have
I
it
honestly
starting
feel
to.
like the
June
14th.
8th.
You know
So
what? You want to hear? You want? Yeah. I mean,
That was when they
sorry.
announced the first IP last year. They announced Halloween on June 8th.
Oh.
And then I think we got another one on
Gotcha.
June 23rd. So if they were to follow suit, we could be getting one soon. But that could
Yeah,
just be me
I could see
hyping
that.
them up, just getting excited. But I've honestly kind of just been going with the flow with everything. I was getting myself really hyped up like everyone else. But I was like, you know what? We'll get it when we
Yeah,
get it, I guess.
to be honest, like I'm not gonna lie, I just kind of wanted to keep going. I want to keep seeing these amazing
Right.
memes that keep
He's
pumping up.
He's working overtime, let me tell you.
Outside of that, no, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna go out and drop the fire take and say I think we're gonna get something Friday.
Ooh, Friday.
On the 2nd?
I think we're gonna get
Mhm.
something this Friday.
All right, so you're saying this week, Jamie's saying the following week, and I'll just, to be devil's advocate, I'll say fuck it and take that fourth week or that third week of June.
Sometime in June. I mean, that's the big thing.
The
is, like, I think
15th.
we'll get
Thursday
something.
the 15th.
We'll get something this month. I do think that we could get something Friday. I feel like they've been building and building and building. They've been dropping, random
Little
troll
breadcrumbs.
posts, yeah, and stuff here and there. But I bet you we're gonna get something more substantial Friday. If not an actual announcement, maybe some sort of clue with a little bit more meat on it. But
Yeah, I am curious with all those like little cryptic teaser videos.
Friday, obviously the day you guys are listening, keep an eye out.
right?
I bet you something pops up today.
I am just curious if those cryptic videos are going to come back around and mean something.
I think they will. There's been too many of them to not be something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the first one, it was just the one. I'm like, all right, this is probably a troll post. But they've released, 3 of them now that have been like that random code. So it's got to mean something.
Yeah. So quickly, let's run around the map. I'm going to run around. I'm going to say the IP, and then we'll just quickly. We don't have to go into talking about these because we've done this in the past before. So we'll just kind of give a 1 through 5 on how confident you are that this is going to be there. So I'll just start right up front. Demon Slayer. I'm going to say a 0 out of 5. I don't believe there's a chance in hell that Demon Slayer comes.
No chance in hell.
Because you got no chance. That's what you got.
You couldn't tell we're a wrestling fan podcast.
Seamus, what do you think about Demon Slayer?
I'm not going to be as harsh as you. I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay.
I still don't think it's going to happen, but I do think that there is a better than no chance that it does happen. Now, that doesn't mean I want it to happen. Like, I'm not super wild on it. I don't watch anime. We've talked about it. But I do think that, the Nightmares guys hit more than they miss. And there's something Japanese related on this map at the final announcement. And I just don't know what it's going to be yet. And I think that there's a chance it could be an anime of some kind. So we'll find out.
I'm
Jamie?
also giving it a solid 2.
Ooh, all right. I'm going out on a limb then, huh? All right. Moving up, The Exorcist Believer. I'm going to go again. 0. I do not think The Exorcist Believer will be there. Now, if The Exorcist is there, that's a different property. I'm not wrong.
Right.
So we're talking specifically the new movie.
I'm talking specifically what's on this map, and it's as it says Exorcist Believer. So I just don't think that movie is going to be there.
And is that what the movie's called? That's the subtitle? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm Exorcist Believer 0 for me.
I'm also going to give it a 0.
Yeah.
Only because you specified that it's specifically the movie, and you're right. I think if it's going to be Exorcist, it's going to be either like what they did with Halloween last year, where it's like their own take on the Exorcist movie, or it's going to be a straight up like just Exorcist house, where you've got numerous things from most of the old movies thrown in there. So for now, I'm going to give it a 0.
Yeah, and I think too, because like in my mind too, is even if they do a bridge house where they do like Exorcist 1 and then tie in a little bit of Believer at the end, I'm still saying I'm right because it's not just the Exorcist Believer. I will not be wrong.
Yeah,
Jamie?
collectively, I think we all are going for 0 on this one.
Yeah. We lose her again?
We lose her again.
Oh,
We
no.
might have lost her. Let's pause again real quick.
We'll be back.
Oh, man.
We found her.
Don't worry,
She's back.
guys.
All
We're
right,
going to
so,
do some renovations here on this bad boy, this laptop I use, or this microphone. We got to do something about this. little technical
Well, we
difficulties.
keep pausing, so like probably people are gonna be like, "What the hell are they talking about?" She sounds fine.
Right. Every time we said we've paused, we've taken a little break, but we're back. So, Jamie,
Yeah.
0 through 5 on The Exorcist Believer. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did we lose her again?
Oh, come on. We just got her. Oh. We'll finish this episode at some point, I
Oh my
swear.
God. I swear to God, everybody, we want Jamie on the podcast. This is not us trying to manipulate this in any way. She keeps losing. She keeps dropping out.
All right. Quick little break again. We'll be back. 0
We're
through
back.
5 on The Exorcist.
Are we
Jamie.
back?
We're back. I can hear you.
We're back.
Tell
0
us.
for 5.
Yeah,
Okay, 0
Jamie,
for
you're
5. My God. Again, guys, sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm poor. I need a new laptop.
Aren't we all, Jamie? Come on now.
Yeah, right.
You're not the only one.
The times
on,
we're
I'm a-
living in.
I'm a podcaster.
Yeah. I'm one of a million podcasters.
Right.
So, Jamie, did we? Oh, my God. Are you still there?
I could hear. Oh, I'm good.
Oh, God, I thought you dropped off
Now we're
again.
getting nervous.
Oh, Jesus. So,
No, 'cause
Jamie's.
that's the thing, because I am kind of quiet a lot too, so I was like, maybe I should be a little more chatty.
All right, so
So 0 through 5, The Exorcist Believer.
Exorcist.
0 for
Believer.
5, The Exorcist, yes. The Exorcist Believer, 0 for 5, yes.
So it's on you.
So, what's your
It's,
number?
it's a 0. It's a 0.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
all right. Yeah, so we're all
You
like then.
I thought you meant 5 in the sense that we had to take 5 takes to figure this out. I was saying.
Well,
it's
yeah.
0 to 5.
No. All right, so we're all on 0.
Yes.
The next one we can just skip because it's Chucky. That's obviously a 5.
Obviously, it's
So the top one is the little village with the pentagram. This was rumored to possibly be some style of witch house. Could be Slavic witch. Could be Salem style witch. I'll give that a 2. A 2 that we get a witch style house. Now, the reason I'm a little bit lower on it is because we did just get spirits last year. It's a little bit of a repetition. And I don't think it was that well received. So that could work in 2 ways. One way being that they want to redeem themselves. One being that they want to let the fire simmer a little bit. So I'll put that as a 2 out of 5 for me. Seamus?
I'm going to give it a 4, honestly.
Wow.
I think it's better. I think it's more the line, like you just said. I think they want to redeem themselves a little bit. I think that they thought they had something with the Coven's house and people weren't as on to it as they wanted. And I think that this time they're going to give us like a more traditional, scary witch house. So I think this is probably more along the lines of definitely going to happen.
Jamie?
I feel like a lot of these might get like a medium like number for me. I think I'm going to go with a 2 for this one as well. Because like, as much as I could see them doing like a witch style house, like you said too, we did just have spirits. But they could also, like you said, be trying to do a little redemption action. But I feel like with these ones too, just because we don't completely know what it's going to be, I guess, that I can't really give it an accurate rating. Just because we could
It's
be
vague
like,
and it doesn't
it's
even have a
yeah,
name. Yeah.
right, exactly. Could be completely off track, but probably going to give this one a 2 as well.
2. All right. So let's move over to Dwagons.
You know what? I'm giving it a 5.
That was funny. That was funny.
Just because we don't want it.
Dwagons. I'll give it a 4. I think we will see some sort of fantasy element.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like I said, I'm giving this a 5. I think this is like it's gonna happen. I know for a fact because I don't want it to. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was going to give this one a 1.
Hey, the smart one here.
I'd be happy with that.
No, I know, but still, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's really like out of the random, like out of left field. Like it's just really, I don't know.
I mean,
don't
so
know.
isn't a speakeasy owned by witches and
Yeah, but that's
a
more.
penitentiary of aliens and monsters.
Well,
That's
to
a
be
little bit
fair,
spookier than-
that one was because they really had nothing else
Yeah.
to put there.
Yeah.
So.
Like you said, the Dwagons don't really give me a good a good scary
Dwagons.
feel.
Doesn't get your wings flapping.
So
All
yeah,
It's
right.
based on a
this
roller
one a
coaster?
1.
No, it doesn't.
No, not at all. All right. The next one is Top Secret. So I guess what we can do is just pretend that Top Secret is Stranger Things and
Yeah.
give a 0 through 5 on that.
Sure, that works.
Mhm,
I would say a 4 for Stranger Things.
mhm.
Wow, that's confident.
I'm
lot of confidence.
I have to will it
Uh-huh.
into fruition.
Right.
If
I
they're
mean,
not going to give us Season of the Witch, they can give us
Mhm.
Stranger Things season 4.
well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, to be honest, I really do. I mean, the more I've been thinking about it, Stranger Things season 4 would
Yep.
be phenomenal as a house. Like, there's so
Mhm.
many things you can do with it. Just so
The
many
best season
amazing
for a
set
house.
pieces. Probably the best season of the show, to be honest with you. If I
Oh,
had to-
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think so
Um,
too.
But with that being said, I'm not going to be super high on it at the moment.
Mhm.
I still think it's probably right around a 1 or a 2 for me.
Mhm.
Just because I feel like if this was going to happen, we would have gotten something more substantial from Horror Nights about it.
Mhm.
Not a straight up announcement, but I feel like I think like there'd be more solid evidence that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen it yet. Now, again, it could just be top secret. Like, they're holding back on this one a lot, but I'd almost, and again, this is just my opinion, so nobody at me. I'm almost, I won't be super blown away if this is like the big thing they're trying to hold back from everybody. You know, like people
Yeah.
are saying like, oh, they've got one they're holding really close to the chest because they don't want to give this one away.
Mhm.
If that ends up being Stranger Things again, like that's not a crazy like wow amazing.
It wasn't a reach. Yeah, it's not a
Right.
reach.
It's not a
Mhm.
reach. Like, I'd rather something like crazy out of left field, and
Mhm.
that's not going to be it for me. So as of right now, my guess is 1 to 2.
Mhm.
But I don't know, Jamie. Do you think I'm crazy?
I'm giving it a big old 5, baby.
Did we lose her
Oh,
again?
Boy.
Oh my god!
Well, we almost got around the map, so
Good
let's
God,
see.
we're so close.
You're so close to finishing. All right, break time.
Back on it quick.
Record,
All right, here we are.
record.
All right, so Jamie, Stranger Things 1 through 5.
A 5.
Oh.
I was so excited. Maybe that's why I lost connection.
Probably.
You know, I think connection too, because it said alert, disconnected, and then connected, and I was like, oh, so maybe it's Zencaster. I don't know.
Could be
No,
But it's working.
anything,
It's
too.
It's gotta be the computer.
It's got to be me. Damn it. but yeah, I'm giving this one a 5, baby. I don't know. I need that. I just need this season in coming to life right in front of my eyes. I don't know. I need it, and I just feel like the hints they've been giving. I don't know if you guys saw that post that they had made like a week ago or something of the archway entrance with like the lightning bolt
Yeah.
kind of like strobe like effect on it too, and I was like, that's like so Stranger Things too.
Yeah.
It's just very reminiscent. I don't know, but
Yeah.
just that season, just that feeling that you got for the first time watching that season 2, I would just love to have that back.
100%.
And I think it would be such a big draw too. Like, even though it's only been like
Mhm.
what 2 or 3 years since they last had Stranger Things, I
Mhm.
feel like so many people like this season
Well-
and like the culture that was built around it with
Yeah.
Eddie Munson and just all that kind of stuff. People would be hype.
Just imagine like the first trailer, and then you slowly hear like running up
Oh,
the hill,
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like that.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna
Uh-huh.
make people like they're gonna
And
lose
that
their fucking
synthy
minds.
music. Oh, and that synthy
Mhm.
music, I need it.
Bring back
Ding,
the 80s
ding.
vibes.
Yeah. So don't
Yes.
take my 1 to 2 as in I don't want
Mhm.
it. I just don't. I'm not 100% convinced that it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
every's getting super hyped up for it, and then,
I could
It's
be
gonna be
wrong.
let
I don't
down.
want them to be. I
completely
don't want
wrong.
them to be disappointed when it doesn't happen.
I'm ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is a little circus tent, which has been longly rumored to be an Oddfellows Jack Origin style house.
Mhm.
I think I'm a 4 on this. I think
Mhm.
it's very likely. I'm close to saying 5. I'll just say it. I'll say 5. I'm feeling pretty
Mhm.
confident tonight. So I think that we're gonna get some sort of Oddfellow style house.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm right in the middle.
Yep.
Because I think this could go one of two ways. Either yes, that, but then also it could very much be like something completely different.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it may have nothing to do with clowns altogether.
Or it could be a circus and not involving Oddfellow or Jack.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
There's a number of ways you could go with it, but
Mhm.
I would be cool with either, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jamie?
Yeah, I'm also gonna give it a 3. Actually, I'm kind of on the fence with Seamus about that one. That I feel like it could be either or. You know.
Yeah. So below that is the little devil emoji, which is
Mhm.
supposedly standing for the Devil Went Down to Georgia style house.
Mhm.
I am going to put this at a 2.
Mhm.
It's been like one of the longest rumors. I feel like when that's the case, there's more time in between to tweak stuff or adjust stuff. And I don't know if this screams original House to me. I feel like it just feels like a weird story to tell. I would not be surprised if this wasn't there, but a 2 out of 5 is still, I wouldn't be surprised if it was there.
And this is the Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yeah,
The little
based house.
devil
You know,
emoji
blues
thing,
magician sells his soul to the devil for talent and hits it big time, and then probably has to pay the debt back.
I'm gonna keep this under to 1. I still think that's kind of a hard thing to translate, and I don't see them finding a way to pull that off. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, so sorry, I didn't know if you're done, Seamus.
No, yeah, nope.
I'm probably also going to give that one a 2, Nick. I kind of feel like that's what I was going to say, the same thing you said, that I feel like that one was one of like the first like kind of like rumors that we got as an original. And I just feel like it's been kind of around for a long time and hasn't really been like brought back up and about in recent times. So don't know how likely it would be, but yeah, probably a 2 for that one.
So now we are at the Naughty Dog, The Last of Us. So basing this off of the video game, I will say that The Last of Us is a 5. I think this is a lock. I think this is one of their headliner houses. And I think that this has kind of been on the books for a little while, ever since the series was planned, and the relevancy of it's not just a very popular video game now. This is a very popular mainstream video series. This is out there in popular zeitgeist. This is a big deal. So I think a 5. I think this is coming.
Yeah, this is a 5, 100%. I would bet valuable items that I own on this being a house. I think it was supposed to be here last year, and I think for whatever reason they couldn't make it happen, so they pushed it back. This is definitely going to happen this year, 100%.
I think so too. I think we're all collective on this one. A 5.
5s. All right.
Yeah.
And lastly, Universal Monsters Paris.
Specifically Paris.
Paris.
We know there's going to be Universal Monsters house. So that's a guarantee. But
so I will put that at a 4. That it is going to be Universal Monsters Paris. Obviously, if it just said Universal Monsters, I'd say 5. In the description, it doesn't tell us who's going to be there. We can only assume that it's going to be a hunchbacky phantom style house. So I feel confident in them picking those monsters because it's a little bit of a variety over the past couple of years. So I'll put it at a 4, just based on the fact that the title Paris may not be 100% accurate. They may pick another little subtitle. So I'm confident at a 5 that we're getting Universal Monsters. I'm confident at a 5 that we're getting Phantom. And then I'm at about a 4 for the name of Paris and a 4 for Hunchback. So I'll just leave it at a 4.
I'm with you. I'm giving it a 4 as well. I'm actually maybe even slightly more confident than you are, because this did show up on the Hollywood map as well. And now that it's also on the Orlando map, that gives me some level of confidence that the Nightmares guys knows something that gives them, because they went from being like, what was it initially? It was something different, and now
I think it was Phantom versus Dracula.
Phantom versus Dracula or something like that. And then on this map, they went, and put the full on Paris there, like they had in the Hollywood map. So they know something. There's something there. There's something to that. Whether or not it's actually Paris, I guess we won't really know. But I'm more than confident that I think it's going to be something in that realm, whether it's Hunchback or whatever else might be thrown in there. I mean, I'm super pumped. If it's Hunchback, I'm gonna completely change my mind on horror, on monsters.
I was gonna say, oh no, I don't want to hear it.
No, I'm serious. Like I'll go from like really kind of being down on it to like actually being kind of excited, because I like Hunchback. I like the story.
Yeah.
I even like the Disney movie, which is saying something. So I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to give this one a 5.
Yeah.
You made my exact point, Seamus, because that when you'd said that it was both on the Orlando and the Hollywood spec map, I feel like that really kind of did it for me. I was gonna give it a 4 originally, saying in so that we'll probably more than likely get a Universal Monsters house. Don't know how sure if we're going to get Paris in the title, but the more I've been thinking about it, I think I'm going to give it a 5. I think it's pretty likely this will happen.
Nice. All right. Well, that ends our roundup on the rumor mill. We're kind of caught up for our season at this point. So before we sign off, let's do our little horror movie of the week. And the only one I could think about was the one that we watched for our new series, Shutter Sunday. So I will tell you the title of it, but I'm going to save all of my thoughts for the video on Sunday. Again, check out our YouTube page, Shutter Sundays. You can find that under the Fear and Beer playlists. Find the Fear and Beer YouTube. You can find it under the Shutter Sunday series page. And that was Popcorn. So this was a movie that Jamie picked for us. So I don't have any other movies of horror relevancy. I don't think that I watched this past week. So check us out on Sunday to hear my thoughts on Popcorn. So did anybody else watch anything unrelated to that?
I did watch something unrelated to that. I'm going to have to watch that now that you said it, though. And Popcorn sounds amazing, whatever it is.
Yes.
But I did watch a classic. Netflix has The Birds on it currently. A Hitchcock classic. If you have not seen this movie and you're a horror fan, what are you doing with your life? Watch this movie. It's amazing. Definitely kind of goes beyond the standard 60s, early 70s fare where like your female lead typically was like an airhead, didn't really know what was going on. This one is amazing. Tippi Hedren is amazing in this movie. She's phenomenal. They fucking ruined that poor woman's life during the making of that movie, throwing birds at her face, and she wasn't prepared for it. It is a great movie. There are things about it that you kind of go like, what? Why are they doing that? But it's the beauty of it is that it's a Hitchcock movie. It makes zero sense. There's no reasons why it's happening. It's just happening. But it's so well made, very well acted, and it's truly it's a scary movie in its own way. If you think about it, like imagine going outside and just and us, and obviously attacked. And us living in Florida too. Like the amount of fucking birds that live in this fucking state, and those all different types of birds. Things. Like I've got like yesterday I had like 4 or 5 fucking crows like around in my yard, in my front yard, like doing crow shit. Like if I had gone outside and those bastards attacked me, I'd freak the hell out. Like that's scary as hell. That whole idea. So it's a great movie, classic. Again, if you haven't seen The Birds, please go watch The Birds. I mean, watch everything Hitchcock's ever done because Hitchcock's the man, but probably not a great human being. But either way, he makes great movies, or he made great movies. So check out The Birds.
And then, Jamie, did you watch anything?
That isn't Popcorn. Did we lose her again?
Right before the ending? Lost her right before the ending?
Oh my God.
Oh boy. Well, she's coming back to us.
In.
She's jumping back in.
God, we are totally a professional podcast. We have great equipment, just so everybody knows.
We're
back. Jamie,
firing on all cylinders here.
Hello. Jamie, you may have to stop the recording and do it again. I don't know if it's going to come back in.
We'll stop real quick, and then let's see if this does the trick.
I'm back.
Hey, there she is.
Damn it! Let's get this episode over.
Yeah. So if you watch anything other than Popcorn.
Oh, yes, I have actually this week. It's something I've seen before, and also many of you have probably seen also. In honor of its 35th anniversary that passed this Tuesday, I rewatched Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Ooh, great movie.
Oh, that's right. We did watch that.
Phenomenal
we
movie.
did watch Killer
Clowns. Is that
Clowns.
on Shudder?
It is on Tubi, I think I watched it on.
Okay.
Tubi, right. They definitely have it on Tubi. I think I watched it on a different platform. Might have been on a Peacock. They might have it on there, something like that, but they definitely have it on Tubi. But yeah, we watched Killer Clowns. Love it.
It's such a good movie.
It is a classic.
Corny as fuck.
Yes.
Super B movie, but I mean, it's worth a watch if you haven't watched it.
I love my B movies. It's definitely worth a watch, though. Very funny, very cheesy, but all around good time movie.
Yep. All right. Well, before we completely sign off, just remember HHN at home. Our pinned tweet is going to be top on our Twitter, where you can screenshot your donation towards the Trevor Project Any dollar amount gets you that amount of entries into our raffle for a new t-shirt. We are going to be having 2 winners, and our shirts are going to be on sale next Friday, June
Woo!
9th.
Big shout out to HHN Nightmares for this.
Yep.
We've been doing the home thing for all 3 years now, but this year is a big special year. So
Yeah.
if you can, do whatever you can to donate. It's a
Supports an awesome cause.
Yeah, it supports an awesome cause. We definitely want to let everybody know that in this community that anybody is welcome, regardless of who you are, how you think, what skin color you are. It doesn't matter. If you're a fan of Horror Nights, you're a fan of us, and we're a fan of you. So, please do what you can to help out. It's a great cause. So, just want to make sure that that's put out put out there in the interwebs. That we definitely, we're super pumped for the support, and we definitely want to thank the Horror Nightmares guys for letting us. Join in on it.
Yes. Yep. Well, until next time, this is Nick.
This is Seamus.
This is Jamie.
Oh, she didn't drop. Happy haunts.
I was so expecting that to happen too.
Cursed. For the death curse.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare,
And again, I would just like to thank Vampire Stepdad for letting us use his music for our intro and outro music. So if you would, just go check him out. Spotify, Facebook. Again, that is Vampire Stepdad.